Oh boy. It's that time of the year again, huh? It's that time of the year. From New Year's Eve till Valentine's Day, we all have that ache in the bottom of our heart, right? Deep down inside of our core. We know that, man, even in another year, even in this Valentine's Day, I'm not gonna have a date. I'm not gonna have somebody to spend our time with. Fellas, you don't have to admit it to me, but it's okay. You can admit it to yourself. I'll tell it. I'll say it. I'll be the first one to admit it. I don't have a Valentine's Day date this year. Last year, I was just hooked up with some chick. I don't even remember her name. This year, so it was pointless, right? Which I'm gonna get into that in a little bit later, about the actual point of Valentine's Day, which really isn't any right now, but more on that later. So you don't have to sit around and feel sorry for yourself, okay? Even though I know that all of you have this natural ache, this feeling, let's admit it. Most of us are not gonna have a date on Valentine's Day. It's just how dating market has become these days. The ones out of the ones who do have Valentine's Day date, you're not, first of all, most of you guys aren't even happy with your date, right? You're doing this date because everybody else is doing. You're doing this date because you want to get laid at the end of the night. You really don't want to be with this person if you're with this person long term. It's just an occasion, an event that you gotta celebrate. Celebrate what? What are you celebrating here? Another year of your failed relationship? Believe it or not, your relationship is failed. It's not what you want it to be. I'm talking to guys here, right? Females, you guys are getting great advantage of men, out of men that you're with long term. So guys, we're not getting what we want from girls anymore, okay? They're using us right and left. We're being used right and left. We're told that that's okay. We're told that we're supposed to be chasing after them even though they don't value us. And the reason they don't value us is because we don't value ourselves. And at the end of the day, it's all sad to see all this because even females are not happy. The chicks who are dating somebody long term, she's not happy deep down in her core because she's with a man who is not a man. She most likely is wearing the pants in the relationship. All these quote unquote white picket fence family relationship that you see on social media, they don't have to be necessarily be married. Long-term relationships that you see like on Instagram, Facebook, they're posting pictures, going to places, this and that, and with some corny captions. They're not happy. Just because you see somebody on their pictures doesn't make them happy. So even females, and it hits women way harder than men. The feeling of not being in a relationship hits women a lot harder than men because men, we are programmed to have sex as many times as we want, to have sex with as many women as we want. Women naturally are programmed to save themselves for the highest bidder and be in a committed relationship with that person. This is why men are the gatekeeper of relationship and women are the gatekeeper of sex. Because women want relationships from men, men want sex from women. Right? At least we can find some common ground in that. Okay. So I already know all of you single ladies out there are going to bed miserable every single night, especially from the time from New Year's to Valentine's Day in that month and a half period. From January 1st till till February 14th. But your ego, your pride is so high up. You are in your own way, ladies, that you can't do anything about it. And I see that the way how I know that's the case is that your pride is coming in front of your feelings is when I see what today's society has turned our girls into, our women into. After high school, they go to college and they just try to seem so busy all the time, right? Oh, I gotta pursue my career, I gotta pursue my classes. I don't have time for romance. I don't have time for this guys, that guys, going on dates, doing this and that. You walk around a college campus, you'll see more than half of the girls on this campus are on their phone, buried their face in. So even when they're at home, surrounded by her lonely female friends, roommates, she's on her phone, buried herself in her phone. And even when she's out about in public, when she has the majority of the chances to meet people, to meet new guys, she's also burying herself in her phone. I'm not talking about guys. Yeah, guys do that, but I'm only talking about females here because females don't approach guys. So even if guys are burying themselves on their phone, it doesn't affect anybody as much as it does when females are burying their faces in their phones, because now guys are not going to approach you. And you're trying to seem busy. You don't have time for all of this, right? These college girls are not even in the right mindset to be approached. That's another video topic. I'm going to talk about college girls entirely by themselves on another video. So it's just sad to see things like this, fellas, and that's okay. I mean, as I already admitted, I'm going to be with nobody this Valentine's Day. Why? Because I have tests and quizzes to study for. I got a two-hour workout to go to. I got houses to go look at for my real estate investment. So all those three things are gonna take majority of my day, and I have class in the morning. So I'm perfectly happy with that. Do you know why? Because Valentine's Day loneliness is a myth. The society has brainwashed you into thinking that you're lonely and you need to have a date to spend money on that date. Most of these girls out here that you meet on Tinder or right before Valentine's Day, within that month and a half period from New Year's Eve to Valentine's Day, they're just there to literally milk some money and some date out of you. That's it. They don't actually want to be with you. You'll notice that right after Valentine's Day is over. You'll notice that they just ghost you or they don't want to do anything else with you. And most likely you're not getting laid with her on Valentine's Day if it's just a new girl you met within that month and a half period. If you know her from before that, you guys been talking for a while, you have a better chance. So don't worry about this, fellas. Okay? Ladies, you are going to be as lonely as, like, you guys are lonelier than ever in the history. Because of how you are making everything turn out to be. You guys have the power of changing this whole thing around, but you're not going to because of feminism, because of this ideology that you have bought into. This is why I don't talk about men affecting this market, affecting the dating market, as women affecting it. Women is the one who messed it all up. Us guys didn't. We still only want a good-looking girl, decent-looking girl, who is going to be not crazy with us, right? Our standards haven't changed much. Y'all are the ones with this crazy high expectations and standards that you want from us. Because why? You think that you can have it all. Because you think you deserve it. You have this false mindset of, this false dream of entitlement. Dude, girls who are driving beat up Honda Civics, Buicks, Mercurys, not even from this millennia, even they have this crazy sense of entitlement. It's honestly sad. It's honestly really sad. And that's why I'm making this video, to tell you guys that Valentine's Day is nothing but a joke. It's just another day, because when you wake up on February the 15th, all this, like, this ache that you had inside of you, this urge that you had to go out and get a date for Valentine's Day, it's gonna be gone just like that. Literally the next morning you wake up. And it happens to me every single year till I started understanding red pill and how society and reality really works around us. every single of my friends also feel the same way. Every single guy I've talked to about it feel the same exact way. The next morning, it's all gone. So it was nothing but a dream, nothing but fairy tales, which is what Valentine's Day is. There's no point of Valentine's Day. The only point is ladies get free dates out of it. It doesn't benefit us men. It never did. When have you ever seen commercials on TV of where the women are told in these commercials or shown in these commercials as women are buying gifts for men? Never. So the propaganda is we are supposed to buy gifts, we are supposed to take them out, we're supposed to spend a bunch of money on them, this and that. But that does not mean that she's supposed to give us sex after the date is over. That's the crazy entitled society we live in today. You know where this Valentine's Day, this taking women out on dates, this chivalry, all this came from? Do you know the true meaning behind chivalry? Guys used to be chivalrous towards women who they used to own. We all know that women used to be properties, right? We all know that. That's where the first wave of feminism came from. That was the big deal. Oh, we're not properties, we can still vote, this and that, right? They striked up. Like, no, we don't want to do this. We're human beings, this and that, right? So they used to be properties. And that's why guys felt the need to take care of them, to take them out, to pull chairs up for them, to open the doors for them, to pay for their dates, because the women reciprocated that energy when she came back home. She would suck and F him out dry. She would suck his balls out dry. She would cook clean. She would cook him 3 meals a day plus snacks. She would make sure the whole house is nice and tidy, Febrezed. I don't think they had Febreze back then, but whatever they had. Raised 5, 6, 10 kids. She made sure everything was nice and tidy at the house. That's why guys felt that need, that urge to do those things for them. But not now. Why would you do that now? It's 2020. They're making money just as much as we are. Apparently, they're saying that women are dominating the workforce. So they're probably out there more in numbers than we are. And they still talk about a wage gap. That's funny, huh? Oh, because it's men who's making that wage gap. Yeah, it's our fault. As always, it's our fault. That's another tangent talking about wage gaps. So yeah, fellas, don't feel sorry for yourself, okay? Instead, use that energy, use that urge, use that ache, that pain that you have as motivation to do better, to get better, to make your life so successful at a point where they're gonna throw themselves at you. To the point where they're gonna be fighting over who's gonna be the date for you on Valentine's Day. That's where you should be focusing all your energy and your heartache and your pain towards. Okay? We all know that female validation motivates guys. So use that energy, use that motivation toward building something great. Because if it's female validation that you want at the end of the day, then you have to know that if you have your stuff together, you're going to get more female validation than you can handle. Then I'm going to need to start making videos of how to handle female validation, right? That's the dream though, right? For those of you guys out here who's wanting nothing but female validation. I mean, that was the main focus of Dan Bilzerian's Instagram posts. He talks about it in all of his video. That, yeah, man, it was just to get laid. And he did. So I don't use Dan Bilzerian as a model to show you guys how you should build your life, because the way how he did it, it's not really realistic for the rest of us. I'm showing his lifestyle to tell you guys that if you ever can make your lifestyle to that point, this is what you're gonna get out of it. Regardless of how you get there. Whatever way you take to become rich, to become successful. That's up to you. Fellas, don't let females shame you. Don't let society make you sad. Don't let the internet, don't let the news, the commercials tell you that your life doesn't have any meaning because you don't have a date, because you don't have a partner in your life. They're just out here to waste your time. Valentine's Day is nothing but kids' day. That's it. Valentine's Day dates are starting to drop. People are starting to buy less and less jewelry, less and less roses, less and less dates for their dates because they don't have dates. Because the whole dating place, the dating market, the dating game has changed. Feminism has done it. Okay? Females have taken full advantage of feminism and they have just completely turned this thing upside down. And now they are crying and complaining about the good men. Where have the good men gone? Well, this is the unintended consequences that you get from your actions. Hope this video made sense. Until next time, stay blessed, stay beautiful, and above all, stay classy.